Doubling and halving money. When we double a number, it's the same as adding the same number twice or timesing it by 2. So for example, if I have the number 4, if I want to double 4, it's like saying 4 plus 4 or 4 times 2. That's exactly the same thing. We're just either adding the same number twice or timesing that number by 2. They both give us the answer 8. So I know that double 4 is 8. Let's double some more numbers. So double 5 means 5 times 2, which is 10. Double 6, I can either do 6 times 2 or just double 6. 6 plus 6, which is 12. Double 8 is 16. And double 7 is 14. Okay, so doubling those single digit numbers was pretty easy. What about if we wanted to double a larger number? Let's say I want to double the number 56. Now it's a little bit harder to do in my head. I probably might not be able to do 56 times 2 in my head or 56 plus 56. I might need to jot some things down. So the best thing to do when we're doubling is to partition our number. So we're going to partition into the tens. We've got 50 and the units. We've got 6. Now I've partitioned, it's much easier to double. So double 50 is 100 and double 6 is 12. Now, because I partitioned in the first place, I have to put my number back together. So I now have 112, which together makes 112. So double 56 is 112. Let's try another one. This time we're going to double 64. So remember, we're going to partition the number 60 and 4. We're then going to double each part and then we're going to put it back together again. So double 60 is 120, and remember we know that because double 6 is 12, so double 60 is 10 times more, so it's 120. And we're going to double 4, which is 8. We need to put our number back together again, so we get 128. Now it's your turn. I'd like you to double 76 for me, so you can pause the video, have a try, and then we'll check your answer. So double 76, did you get the answer? Hopefully 152. What about if we wanted to double some amount of money? So let's, for example, I've got £3.65 and I want to double my money. Okay, so we're going to partition in a similar way, but we need to split it slightly differently. We're going to split into pounds, 10 pence, and 1 pence. So my pounds, I've got £3. In my 10 pences, here we can see I've got 60 pence, and in my 1 pence I've got 5 pence. So I've got £3, 60 pence, and 5 pence. So we're going to double each part. So double £3 is £6. Double 60 pence is 120 pence. Now, another way of saying 120 pence is £1.20. And then I've got double 5 pence, which is 10 pence. And now I need to put it back together again. So I've got £6, £1.20, and 10 pence. So altogether, I've got £7.30. So £3.65 doubled is £7.30. Right, you're going to try the next one yourself. So you've got £5.26 and you want to double your money. So you can pause the video, get a pen and paper so you can jot down your doubling, and let's see what answer you come up with. Okay, how did you do? Well, hopefully you came up with the answer £10.52. Well done. Okay, let's move on to halving a number now. Now, we know that when we halve a number, we divide that number by 2. That's what halving is. So if, for example, I looked at the number 4 and I wanted to half 4, I'm going to do 4 divided by 2, which gives me the number 2. Let's look at halving these numbers then. So I've got the number 8. So half of 8 means I'm going to do 8 divided by 2, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. and then I've got 16 over here. So 16, half of 16 means I'm going to divide by 2. So half of 16 is 8. And then I've got the number 20, and half of 20, if I divide that by 2, is 10. What about if we want to half a slightly larger number? Let's have a look at the number 74. I want to half 74. Now I can't do that in my head. I'm not sure what that is divided by 2. So I'm going to do what I did before. I'm going to partition it. So I'm going to partition it into 70 and 4. Now I can half each one of those a little bit easier. I know that half of 4 is 2, and half of 70, well, I know that, half of 70 is 35. Then I need to put my number back together. 35 plus 2 is 37. So I know that half of 74 is 37. Let's try a slightly harder one. Okay, the number 85. I want to half 85. Now, just as a bit of a reminder, when you see this written down, you'll often see it written as a fraction. Half of 85. You might see the word asking you to halve 85, or you might just see 85 divided by 2. Well, let's try and do it. So we're going to partition the number. We've got 80 and we've got 5. So we're going to halve each of those. So half of 80, that's nice and easy. I know that's 40. Half of 5, that's a bit trickier. So half of 5 is going to give me a decimal, 2.5. Now, we know it's a decimal because it's an odd number. And an odd number, when we halve it, will give us a decimal. So half of 5 is 2.5. Then I need to put my numbers back together again. 40 plus 2.5 is 42.5. Often people find halving a little bit trickier than doubling, mainly because they forget what the halves are, or they can't quite work out, particularly with odd numbers, how to divide it by 2. So it's really good to remember some of the really common halves. So here's some to remember. Half of 5 is 2.5. Half of 15 is 7.5. Half of 30, this is a really good one to remember, it comes up a lot, is 15. Half of 50 is 25. And half of 70 is 35. There are lots more, but these are some of the common ones that people often forget. What about if we wanted to halve some money? So let's say I've got £4.68 and I had to share that with my friends, so I need to halve it. So the first thing I'm going to do is partition again. And remember, this time we're partitioning into pounds. I've got £4, into 10 pences, I've got 60 pence there, and into the 1 pences, and I've got 8 pence there. Now I can halve once I've partitioned. So half of £2, half of £4 is £2, half of 60 pence is 30 pence, and half of 8 pence is 4 pence. And if I put that all together, I can see I've got £2.34. Let's try a slightly trickier amount of money to halve. So this time I've got £7.46, and I want to save half of it for later. So I'm happy to spend half, but I want to save half. So first of all, we're going to partition into £7, 40 pence, and 6 pence. Okay, well 6 pence is nice and easy. I know that half of that is 3 pence. 40 pence, that's nice and easy too, is 20 pence. Ooh, £7. Now, this was one to remember from before. Half of 7 is 3.5. So if we're talking about money, that means £3.50. Now I need to add up those amounts and put it back together again. So I've got £3.73, and that's half of £7.46. Okay, now it's your turn. I'm going to give you some questions for doubling and halving, and you're going to pause the video, have a try, and then we can go through the answers. And don't forget to use your partitioning when you're working out the answers. Okay, let's see how you did. So half of 56 is 28. Double £2.80 is £5.60. Half of £1.28 is 64 pence. Double 72 is 144. Half of £16.52 is £8.26. And half of £12.60 is £6.30. Well done.